Hey folks, it's Tom, your frugal prepper. So I'm getting ready to add a third soil box to my Mittleider gardening system. So I thought I would bring you guys along for the ride and just kind of show you how I set these up. So this isn't exactly by the book, all right? So the book would tell you build a box with sand and sawdust kind of on top of the ground, or you till it all out and turn it into a giant garden and hill rows and stuff. I kind of mix those two methods. I grow in the soil, but I frame them out like these. I like to keep it about 5 feet away from my next bed. The book would tell you to go 4 feet in between grow boxes. I typically find that 5 feet works much better for me to get in here with wheelbarrows, that kind of stuff. So that's what I do. We'll go ahead and just I'm going to finish tilling this up, and then we're going to start to get our pattern laid out. I'll put up some strings around the edge, and then we're going to dig in where our 2x8s are going to go. Our 2x8s are over here. I use pressure treated lumber. People think that pressure treated lumber has all kinds of chemicals in it. It did way back when they used arsenic. These days they pressure treat this with copper. Copper is actually one of the essential plant nutrients. You can cut down a board on a table saw or whatever. That's fine. I find it's easier just to buy these. They're cheap. Cut them off and you've got your stakes. So now I'm just going to make me some stakes. I'm not going to worry about these bad spots. We're just going to leave those in there. And I'm going to make them 16 inches. And so that'll give me 6 per 8-foot piece. Alright, so now I'm just going to take and measure out from the edge of this bed 5 feet. Right up here. I would like to go a little farther. I'm going to go 5 feet, 6 inches. String. Alright, now all we're going to do is just put a string between these two stakes, and then I'm going to even it out for my boards going down this side. Alright, so now our string's dug in, or put in right through here. I'm just going to go down here with the flat shovel. My string's all good and level. It's exactly where I want the top edge of my 2x8 to be. And get this to where everything will sit down where it's supposed to sit. Alright, so I've got the board to where it's evenly spaced from the string, and the board is level, and then I've double checked it with my regular level, and so now I'm ready to go ahead and start staking this in. I know this seems like it's really far down in the ground over here, and it is, but it'll be way off the ground on that end because the ground slopes so much, but we want the bed to stay level. Okay, so now I'm just going to put like 3 stakes per board. You want at least 2. But I like to kind of put a third one in. What we're going to do is put this down in, then we're going to screw it in. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put a couple of holes in this board so that the screw won't split it out. Then you want to use a good galvanized, or not galvanized, but coated decking screw. Drywall screws will, in a year or two, corrode and break off on you, so you don't want to use those. And you see, I'm already don't have enough room for my drill, so I gotta dig a little trench here beside it. Alright, and now we're just gonna go down and do the next one. Alright, so what I want to do here is just make sure that I'm level this way, and I want to make sure that I'm level this way, and then I'll check the level again right before I screw the stake in. to get it just a little below. There we go. And then I'm going to have to kind of dig out here again, get some room. And we're just going to double check our level. It needs to go up just a hair. Perfect. Okay, so where these two boards join up, I've just kind of got the next one set in. It's roughly level. I'll final level it as we put the stakes in. So this could come down just a little hair right there. Just want it to be kind of right together. Perfect. And really all we're gonna do, I used to put a piece of 2x4 like down on the inside, but I find that my when I till the bed, my tiller will hit that. So I think what I'm doing this time is I'm just gonna put a stake right across here with a few screws on each side. I think. Alright, that'll keep them joined together just fine, and that will just stake and level out this other board that's down here. Okay, so now with my level here, I need to bring this end up just ever so slightly. So what I'm going to do is just take and tuck a little dirt under here. Kind of get her as level as I can. That's pretty darn level. Okay. All right. Whew. All right. It's a little rough. My knee totally screwed up. I kind of dropped the car on myself, and I'm not going to the hospital for the COVID, so it's a little painful when I move it wrong. See, I don't like the way that's going in there. I want it flush with the board. So the way to just kind of hit this back and forth a little, and then wiggle her up out of here. There. Okay, I'm gonna go over right here. What I like to do normally is I push in a little when I first start it so that it's right flush with the board. If it comes down at an angle and you screw it, it's gonna pull the board over. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm just going to get a shovel and dig a trench straight across here for the end piece, and we'll get that on squared and level. So like most 8-foot boards, this is actually a little over 8 foot long. We'll just go ahead and do a 4 foot, cut it, and then we'll cut 9/16 off the other one. This will be easier to do if I have something heavy to sit on it. Grab a chunk of tree here. case this, because this 2x4 might be, it is twisted a little out. So I'll put a little something under here and kind of get this screwed in to where it's level. Push it down when we stake it. That'll help twist that back straight. Okay, so for this I've got these guard dog exterior wood screws. They come with a bit for it, and then I have this bit too. This has little ridges in it, works pretty good. Leveled it perfectly here if I can. Grab another big clump of something. Not be too much. Let's see. There we go. That's perfect. I just want this edge to be flush, and then we'll push the whole thing down, because this board is a little twisted on the end, and that'll bring it back straight. Okay, and now we can kind of let that down. That real straight, actually. Use a random square for this. That'd probably be the best way. Yeah, more square right there. Doesn't have to be exact. It's not the space shuttle. It's a guard. But make it as good as you can. Okay, so I've used the framing, or the T-square, the carpenter square thing, to make sure this is square. Then I'm also checking for level to the other board here. I'm checking for level this way. All good and level. Okay, so now I'm just going to take measure, go across, make sure this is roughly 4 feet here. It's exactly 4 feet. Perfect. Okay, so I've got my boards back in, and I got them put together with that thing. This board's a little twisty, but it's as good as it's gonna get. You just kind of have to split the difference. But I did get the one stake in here. Everything's level. Everything is exactly 4 feet. So we just got to put a couple more stakes in here, and then we're ready to do the other end. And now I'm just gonna try to bring this up. This board is, let me show you. So this board was just bowed and twisted if you look down along it here. So my best bet is to try to bring this up and then in and make it match up with that one. And you can only do as good as you can do. I mean, you know. And I did the online pickup on these because of the COVID, so I didn't get to look at the boards. You know, I just did the curbside pickup at Lowe's, so I didn't get to look at them ahead of time. It's pretty good. Alright, now I just got to put some stakes here for future T-frame support. Alright, so the bed's in and secured. You can see it's still level out there on that board. So that's kind of how I do it, and you just do as good as you can with the wood. It always warps and bows and twists a little, and this will settle over the years, and it'll eventually not be super level anyway. It's just how it is. And you can always like take the stakes loose and re-level if you want to. If you're growing sand and sawdust, that's far more important to be level, I find, than in soil. But yeah, so what I'll be doing is tilling the rest of this up real good. I'll probably till in some peat moss into it to give a little bit of organic material to help break up the clay over time. And I might go grab a scoop of topsoil and throw in here too. We'll just see. Probably this year I'll just grow in the clay, you know, with a little peat moss maybe, or maybe not, and it'll grow fine. And then next year we'll start adding some stuff to it to help it get a little better. And then I have one T-frame that's got a broken bottom over there that I'll repair next year, and then I'll build 2 more T-frames for this bed. So I'll have T-frames here, and then I'll have a 4th bed right back here closer to the shed. That will never get T-frames, and it'll just be for short crops. But that's my plans. That's what I'm doing. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. It's Tom, your frugal prepper.